Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Inside the Inferno. My name is Tyler Wargo and alongside me is Sam Valenti.
Tyler, it's a pleasure to be on the desk with you today, and there's a lot to cover from the world of Sun Devil athletics.
That's right, Sam. We begin with Sun Devil men's basketball. A promising young group with big expectations ended its first Big 12 season with a 13-19 record on a 5-game losing streak. Head coach Bobby Hurley is returning for next season and expect the Sun Devils to be active again in the portal with recruitment. 5-star power forward Koa P is the biggest name to keep an eye out on. If Hurley can bring out the senior out of Perry High School to Tempe, the Sun Devils could silence the critics in 2026. ASU will play against Nebraska in the inaugural College Basketball Crown Tournament in Las Vegas on March 31st. The winner of that game will play the winner of the Georgetown versus Washington State in the quarterfinals. Overall, Arizona State will have a lot of work to do as they head into the offseason.
Staying with Sun Devil hoops, a new era will be starting for ASU women's hoops in the fall. After finishing with a 10-22 overall record this season, head coach Natasha Adair will not be returning. Adair's last game at the helm was a 96-88 loss to Iowa State in the Big 12 tournament. In addition to the head coaching vacancy, junior guard Jalen Brown entered the transfer portal, and graduate student guard Ty Skinner intends to do the same. Change is on the horizon, but the author of the program's next chapter has yet to be decided. Molly Miller, currently the head coach for the GCU Lopes, has been in conversation to replace Adair. Miller led the Antelopes to a 32-2 record and could be the future face of the ASU program.
From the hardwood to the lanes, ASU track and field ended their indoor season with a 32 top 3 finishes and collected 7 titles on the road. Our very own Jessica Poole has more on the Sun Devils' finish to their indoor season.
The Sun Devils closed their indoor track and field season at the NCAA Championships in Virginia Beach last weekend. The men's 4x400 relay team of sophomore Jaden Davis, junior Traven Moyer, senior Dayton Carlson, and freshman Malik Frankman finished third, clocking 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Davis was the top individual performer, placing fourth in the 400-meter final with a time of 45.46 seconds in a tight race. Carlson also made history, running 1 minute and 47 seconds in the 800-meter prelims to earn All-American honors. On the women's side, senior Adriana Tatum became the Sun Devils' first 200-meter indoor All-American since 2011 after competing in the prelims, running a 23.45. Next up, the Sun Devils kick off their outdoor season this weekend at the Willie Williams Classic in Tucson.
Thanks, Jessica. Over to the ice, where Mullet Arena was home to a thrilling playoff series last weekend. Our own Matt Weisker joins us in the studio to discuss the Sun Devils' National Collegiate Hockey Conference quarterfinal playoff series. Matt, what were your thoughts on this series? While it was a sweep, it did seem like a very competitive matchup on paper.
Well, first off, thanks for having me on, Sam, and you're absolutely right. Neutral spectators on all sides may have predicted a sweep from this ASU squad. However, the 7th-seed Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs really came to play. In Friday's matchup, Mullet Magic was in the air in the first ever playoff game held in Mullet Arena's history. ASU got off to a quick start with a 2-0 lead 7 minutes into the game, while Minnesota Duluth held its own and made it 2-2 with goals from freshman forward Max Plant and senior forward captain Dominic James. The tie only lasted for 51 seconds, though. Junior forward Bennett Shimmick gave ASU the lead with a beautiful wrister from the point. Now, Duluth freshman forward Zam Plant added to the tally to make it 3-3 heading into the final frame. And a few minutes later, sophomore D-man Anthony Dowd walked into the offensive zone and scored a backhanded goal to end the night's scoring, with the Devils taking Game 1.
Hard to top Game 1, but I think it's fair to say that Game 2 did just that. What did you think of the thrilling second game?
Sam, if you want my honest opinion, Saturday's 6-5 overtime barn burner has the potential to be one of the greatest games in NCHC history. It featured back-and-forth scoring, efficient passing, pure ambition on both sides, and a comeback for the ages for the Sun Devils. Being down 3-0 after the first period did not faze the home squad in the slightest. They scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. Minnesota Duluth and Arizona State then traded goals, including a power play goal from Bennett Shimmick, knotting the game at 5. In overtime, senior forward Ryan Kerwin skated up the left side with a Duluth defender at his hip and scored to end the game and the series to send ASU to the next round.
Who would you say were your 3 stars of the series?
Absolutely, Sam. My first star has to be Ryan Kerwin. He not only started the scoring in the series, but had that OT winner while also tacking on 2 assists in Game 2. My second star is standout Minnesota Duluth freshman forward Max Plant. With 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points total across the 2 games, he is going to be a key pillar for this up-and-coming Duluth squad in the future. And my third star is graduate student forward Artem Schlein. He ended up with 3 points in the quarterfinals with 2 crucial goals in Game 2 and was a presence offensively for this Sun Devil squad. Now, Sam, the largest takeaway from this series is that the collegiate hockey world is witnessing the journey of a team that was projected to finish 8th out of 9 teams in the preseason poll. Now an Arizona State program is 1 win away from competing in yet another conference championship. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Matt, for joining us in the studio to discuss Sun Devil hockey's historic weekend.
Now that Arizona State got its first job done, they still have a mountain to climb, which continues in St. Paul, Minnesota. ASU plays University of Denver, who finished its regular season with a 28-10 record. Our Parker Bay has a preview on this NCHC semifinal game.
2 hockey programs from the edges of the 4 corners converge in the heart of Minnesota with a spot in the NCHC Frozen Face-Off Championship on the line. It's the last call in St. Paul between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Denver Pioneers. On November 10th, 2024, ASU graduate student forward captain Tyler Gratton capped off the Sun Devils' 6-5 overtime win over the Pioneers. Since that date, Arizona State holds a 4-2 record over the reigning national champions. The 2 teams' last meeting in early February featured back-to-back nights of overtime hockey at Moore Arena. Denver junior forward Aiden Thompson won it for his side in Game 1, and ASU junior forward Bennett Shimmick returned the favor in Game 2's overtime. The Pioneers' double-edged dominance ranks them the nation's best in goals scored and 7th in goals against average. In the crease, Denver senior goalie Matt Davis boasts the nation's best 26 wins while holding a 2.09 goals against average and a .920 save percentage. Pioneers senior forward Jack Devine leads the nation in points with 54. Arizona State looks to combat Denver's high-scoring offense with the help of the NCHC Defensive Defenseman of the Year, senior Ty Murchison. The 4-year Sun Devil has blocked 91 shots this season. Greg Powers' squad will continue to lead on senior forward Ryan Kerwin. The Penn State transfer has potted the 2nd most goals in the nation with 25. Today's puck drop is set for 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at the XL Energy Center. A win today punches the Sun Devils' ticket to the NCHC Frozen Face-Off Championship tomorrow at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time.
Let's go to the Diamond, where ASU baseball is preparing for its first Big 12 home series. Here's Tanner Buck with a preview of the action.
Thank you, Sam. The Sun Devils are ready to host their new Big 12 rival, the Kansas Jayhawks, at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. The Sun Devils are currently 14-7 and will face an impressive Kansas team who is 17-4. 2 places ahead of ASU at 5th place in the Big 12 Conference. Both teams are 2-1 so far against Big 12 Conference opponents. The Sun Devils need to find a way to slow down this high-powered Jayhawks offense that is 3rd in the conference with 46 home runs this season while averaging 9.9 runs per game. Arizona State will need to rely on its pitching staff, which leads the conference with 227 strikeouts this season. Senior right-handed pitcher Jack Martinez leads the staff with 42 strikeouts. The Corpus Christi native boasts the most punch-outs in the conference. The 6'4" right-hander also sits at 6th in the conference for ERA at 2.73. The Sun Devils start this 3-game series tonight at 6:30 p.m. local time.
Switching gears to golf now. Sun Devil Golf finished tied for 9th place during its last match. However, the Maroon and Gold look to strike back with vengeance as they head to Florida next week. Mason McKenzie has the latest scoop on Arizona State golf.
Thank you, Tyler. At this week's Palma Valley Invitational, the number 3 ranked Sun Devil men's golf team placed outside the top 5, which we do not see often. They finished tied for 9th alongside San Diego, Georgia Tech, and San Diego State, with a final score of 10 over par. After going 2 under on day 1, the Sun Devils shot 8 over on day 2, followed by 4 over in the final round, leading to what was not one of their strongest tournaments. Junior Michael Miaseth delivered a clutch performance, finishing with a 4 under, 209, keeping the Sun Devils in the hunt. Freshman Pierre Vernick notched an eagle, tying for the most in the field. Sophomore FIFA Lepodi had a hot stretch in round 3, making 5 birdies in the first 6 holes, but it wasn't enough for the Sun Devils. Senior Josele Ballester finished tied for 46th as an individual, with Lopakdi just behind him in 47th. Coming off his first PGA Tour appearance at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, Ballester is looking to carry that momentum into future tournaments. His victory at the 2023 U.S. Amateur Championship earned him a spot in the 2025 U.S. Open and an invitation to the Masters Tournament. Ballester shows great potential in the game as he continues to make a name for himself. Though the Sun Devils didn't finish where they wanted, they're getting focused to bounce back in next week's Valspar Invitational in Florida. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, that does it for this episode of Inside the Inferno. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Sam, it was an honor to be with you at the desk to anchor for my very first time. Don't forget to follow us on X and Instagram at Inferno Intel and on our website at infernointelmedia.com. For Sam Valenti and the rest of our crew, we would like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time on Inside the Inferno.
And have a golden day.